We have the energy food supply chain crisis, and we have the Russia-Ukraine war, of all of which has profound implications for the economic performance of the world. The world's leading economic authorities this weekend sounded the alarm about the forces working against the Federal Reserve, European Central Bank, and other central banks as they combat the worst inflation in decades. Speaking at the annual gathering of central bankers in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, many said that the global economy was entering a new and tougher era.
History shows that the employment costs of bringing down inflation are likely to increase with delay, as high inflation becomes more entrenched in wage and price setting. The successful Volcker disinflation of the early 1980s followed multiple failed attempts to lower inflation over the previous 15 years. A lengthy period of very restrictive monetary policy was ultimately needed to stem high inflation.
The pace of price growth has rocketed as supply chain disruptions from COVID-19 lockdowns collided with high consumer demand fueled by unprecedented fiscal and monetary support since the start of the pandemic. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine delivered a series of commodity shocks that created yet more supply constraints and price increases.
There is clearly a job to do in moderating demand to better align with supply. We are committed to doing that job.
These dynamics have forced central banks to aggressively tighten monetary policy to ensure inflation does not become more deeply embedded in the global economy. But given their limited capacity to address supply-related issues, many fear they will be forced to deliver much more economic pain than in the past in order to restore price stability. The enormity of the economic challenge confronting central bankers is whether the world would revert to a low inflation environment was a billion-dollar question.